Basic. What I want to do today, we're going to look a little bit of fractions and converting fractions into decimals and also percent. So what I wanted to do is I want to start with this problem here. So it says Sandy and Ron's children have an annual checkup with their doctor. Parents need to measure their children's height, and here are their heights in inches. So Margarita's is 18 inches, Anna's is 30, and Pablo's is 50. Okay, so we want to do feet to inches. And we know 12 inches equals a foot. So basically what we would do for this, we put these all over 12. So for Margarita, 12, this is an improper fraction. So we divide the 12 into the 18. That would go one time, and there'd be 6 left over. So what that would mean is it'd be 1 foot 6 inches. And then for Anna, same thing. It's 30 over 12. It would go 2 times, and there'd be 6 left over. So she would be 2 feet 6 inches. And the last one would be Pablo. It's the same thing. 50 over 12, excuse me. 12 will go into 50 4 times. And there'd be 2 left over. So it'd be 4 feet 2 inches. And just looking at this, you might be able to do it without even dividing. You could be 18 inches is 1.5 feet. Anna, you would say, is 2.5 feet. And then Pablo, you could say, well, I know 12 goes into 50, like I said, 4 times. 12 times 4 is 48. And 2's left over, so it'd be 2 inches. Okay, so this is just kind of how we convert what we're doing here is we're simplifying this improper fraction because all these fractions here, the top is bigger than the bottom. You can see the top number and all these is bigger than the bottom number. So we'd have to basically, when that happens, improper fraction, we divide the bottom number into top number, okay? And this one's asking for inches and feet, okay? So instead of doing a remainder, we're just gonna put the remainder in inches, okay? So let's think about converting a fraction into a decimal here, okay? So let's say during a typical 8-hour workday, you spend 2 hours doing paperwork. Okay, so it's going to be 2 out of 8. Okay, so if we convert that, we're going to reduce this. It would be 1 over 4. Okay, so basically, if we wanted to convert this to a decimal, or we would divide the bottom into the top, just like we did in the other ones. So that would be 4 into 1.00. Okay. Bring the decimal up. 4 goes into 10 2 times. 2 times 4 is 8. 10 minus 8 is 2. We bring this 0 down, and 4 goes into 25 times. So what you could say is we spend about 0.25 or 25% of our time basically doing paperwork. All right. So what I want to do now, you guys, I want to show you a video kind of that talks about converting fractions to decimals, then percent. And we'll talk about, it's only about 3 minutes, and we'll talk about it afterwards. Okay. So I guess we'll start. So what he said there, if you get something that is 18%, remember percent is always over 100. So that would be 18 over 100. And how do we write that? But we remember that our place value, the tenths, then we have the hundreds. And last is the thousands. So we would have basically 1/10 in 800s. So basically we would just write that as 0.18. Okay. And one thing you can keep in mind, you guys, like he was saying, if I want to convert this, it's 18 over 100. Okay. So one thing you can do, and 100 has 2 zeros, 1 0, 2 zeros. So what you can do is you can always move this decimal when we're converting a decimal to a percent, is just move it 2 places over. So 1, 2, and that 0.18 is equal to 18%. And you could do it the opposite too. If you get the 18% here, you can move when you convert a percent to a decimal, you're going to move the decimal places 2 places to the left, 1, 2, and it becomes 0.18. So when you convert the decimal to a percent, you want to move the decimal 2 places to the right. And when you convert a percent back to a decimal, move it 2 places to the left. Okay, so for the decimal, 0.18, move 2 places to the right. In this case, that 0.18 becomes 18%. And percent to decimal is the opposite. You move 2 places to the left. So in this case, 18%, we'd move it 2 places to the left, 1, 2, and that becomes 1/8. Because really what 18% is, that's 18 over 100. Okay, and how we write that is, like I said, 0.18. Because it's like when he showed in that video, it's basically you have 1/10 in 800s, and how we write that is 0.18. Okay, so let's do a little practice here. So if we have 90%, remember that would be like 90 over 100. Okay, so there's 2 things you can do. I mean, you can do it a couple ways. If you see that, you're going to be like, I know how to write 90 over 100. It would be, there's 9 ones and 0, or 9 tenths and 0 hundredths, excuse me. So it'll be 0.9. Or what I told you up here is we can move the percent to decimal, move 2 places to the left. So if I move this 2 places to the left, that would give me 0.90. Okay, and that's really over 100. Okay, but we just write it as 0.90. Okay, so, and if you get, let's try another one here. If we get 115.9%, okay, how are we going to write that as a decimal? Well, remember, we want to move it 2 places to the left. So if we move 2 places to the left, it'd be 1, 2. And basically, that would be, we're going to move it to right there then. And that's going to be 1.159. Okay, so it's pretty simple, you guys. You can do it a couple ways. I don't know what's easier for you. I'm showing you both. So remember, for the decimal to a percent, we just want to move the decimal 2 places to the right. And then a percent to a decimal, we're going to move it 2 places to the left. Because remember, when we do, say, a percent, say we have 50%, that's really 50 over 100. And how we'd write that is just 0.50. And if we want just to, with the 50%, you're going to like, well, I'm going to move it 2 places to the left. So that's going to be 12.50. So there's a couple different ways you can do it, but I wanted to kind of give you the visualization of really what a percent is. It's over 100. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and post an example. I'll let you practice on this. And I will see you guys on Monday, and have a wonderful weekend. Bye.